Vision. Is what it says in the program. What's the source of our vision? Our inspiration. 2 words. What are the 2 most common words in the Hebrew Bible? The most common noun? Adonai. The most common verb? Vayomer. Vayomer Adonai. God said. That's the source of our vision. Because all you can ever know about God is what He says about Himself. Any human being who thinks they can figure God out is creating an idol no better, if not worse, than idols of wood and stone. What we can know about God is what He chooses to reveal about Himself. And our business then is not as though we could understand God. He stands under us. He's what's behind who created us. So our business is to learn what He said and then trust it and act on it. Taste and see that I'm good. Try it out. And you'll be blessed. And think about the very first words that God ever spoke to Abraham. In you, all families of the earth will be blessed. So to be a proud Jew or a proud Christian is a contradiction in terms. Chosen, yes. Blessed, yes. But why? In order to be servants, in order to be a blessing for others. What a challenge, because everybody wants blessings, but who wants to be blessed in order to bless others? That's what God says. That's not a human thought. That's not a human tendency. That's the source. What's the situation today in terms of people knowing what God said? There are over 7,000 languages, and only about 660, maybe a few more, have a translation of the Hebrew Bible. That means that there's over 5,000 languages that don't have a single word of the Hebrew Scriptures translated into their mother tongue. So there's a tremendous work that lies ahead. That's the situation. So what's the solution? You. We are a part of the solution. On our 20th anniversary, just 3 years ago, one experienced grand old lady of Bible translation, Katie Barnwell from England, who's spent all her life from about 20 years on in Africa, gave a talk on what has this work contributed to Bible translation in Africa. She said, you've been on the cutting edge in 3 areas. And we're plodding along from year to year, doing what we understand to do, but without the overall experience and vision that she had. She said, number 1, mother tongue Bible translators. That's now becoming a wave across a whole variety of Bible translation agencies that mother tongue people should be trained. But even then, to translate from English or German or French or Spanish to other languages. So a second derech portzim, a second, I'm remembering this in other languages, waybreakers, there we go, is Hebrew. If you know your own language and your own culture, you've got half the work done already, so learn the original. And don't have to go through the intermediary of another culture, another language. It sometimes even can mislead you. And 3, the land. Come and see for yourself. And as we share insights, we're going to be having some examples of that. So the Bible promises blessings for people who obey God's ways. And all the students have seen a map of the world produced by Transparency International Corruption Index. And countries where there's the least corruption are light yellow. Countries that are the most corrupt are deep red, even almost black. And it's just amazing. It's countries where the Bible is believed that you have the least corruption. And now just very recently, I saw a new index, happiness index. And it turns out it's very similar to the corruption index. People who know that God exists, who God loves them, who want to follow his ways. You know, the Jewish concept, God loved us so much that he gave us his instructions. Not a law book. Who dances with law books? But Jewish people dance with the Torah because God loved us so much that he showed us our way. Choose life and not death. And so that's our challenge, to trust what God said and then prove that blessings are abundant when you do. Now we'll turn to land and what we can learn from the land.